What if I told you that one of the world's richest men is quietly funneling his wealth into the Philippines? Yes, you heard that right. Mark Zuckerberg, the tech mogul behind Facebook, is making significant financial moves in this Southeast Asian nation. The Philippines, often celebrated for its stunning beaches and vibrant culture, is also a country facing severe economic challenges. Poverty and inequality are rampant, with many families struggling to make ends meet. So, why is Zuckerberg focusing his attention here? Why now, of all times? Is Mark Zuckerberg, the hoodie-clad king of Facebook, on a philanthropic crusade? Is he genuinely trying to make a difference in the lives of the Filipino people? Or is there a more strategic, perhaps even sinister motive behind his actions? Could it be that his investments are part of a larger, more calculated plan? A plan that goes beyond mere charity and taps into the very fabric of the nation's socio-economic structure? At play, what if these moves are designed to serve a dual purpose, both helping and controlling? The answer, my friends, might be more unsettling than you think. The implications of Zuckerberg's actions could ripple through the Philippines in ways that are both profound and disturbing. Because where Zuckerberg goes, disruption follows. His track record shows a pattern of shaking up industries and altering the status quo, and this time, the stakes are incredibly high. The Philippines, with its young, tech-hungry population, is ripe for the picking. The nation's youth are eager to embrace new technologies, making it an ideal testing ground for Zuckerberg's ambitious projects. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the murky waters of big tech ambition and the high-stakes game being played on the global stage. We'll explore the potential benefits and hidden dangers of Zuckerberg's investments and what they mean for the future of the Philippines. And trust me, the truth is far more gripping than any Facebook feed. Stay tuned as we unravel the complex web of motives, money, and power that could forever change the landscape of this tropical paradise. Zuckerberg's empire stretches far beyond the confines of social media. From the early days of Facebook, he has always had a vision that transcends mere social networking. His ambitions have grown exponentially, encompassing a wide array of technological advancements and innovations. He's poured billions into everything from virtual reality to artificial intelligence, always with an eye on the future. These investments are not just about staying ahead of the curve. They are about shaping the curve itself. Zuckerberg envisions a world where technology seamlessly integrates into every aspect of our lives, and lately that future seems to be taking shape in emerging markets. These regions represent untapped potential and a burgeoning user base that could redefine the global tech landscape. Zuckerberg's strategy involves not just entering these markets, but becoming an integral part of their digital transformation. Places like India, Indonesia, and yes, the Philippines. These countries are experiencing rapid technological growth, and Zuckerberg aims to be at the forefront of this revolution. By investing heavily in these areas, he hopes to create a new digital ecosystem that benefits both the local population and his expansive network. Now, we're not talking about a few million here, a few billion there. The scale of these investments is staggering, reflecting Zuckerberg's commitment to long-term growth and influence. This is a calculated move to ensure that his empire remains relevant and powerful in the decades to come. This is about laying the groundwork for a digital dynasty. Infrastructure is key, and Zuckerberg knows it. By building the necessary technological foundations, he's setting the stage for a future where his platforms and services are indispensable. Think fiber optic cables crisscrossing islands, connecting remote areas to the global internet. This is not just about providing access, it's about creating a network that can support the next generation of digital services and innovations. Data centers humming with activity, processing vast amounts of information at lightning speed. These centers are the backbone of the digital age, enabling everything from cloud computing to real-time data analytics. A whole generation tethered to the metaverse. Virtual reality is not just a novelty. It's a new frontier for social interaction, entertainment, and even work. But at what cost? The implications of such a connected world are profound and far-reaching. That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? As we hurtle towards this technologically advanced future, we must consider the ethical, social, and economic impacts. Zuckerberg's vision is grand, but it comes with its own set of challenges and dilemmas that we must navigate carefully. Tech giants are like sharks, constantly circling, always on the lookout for the next feeding frenzy. These companies are in a relentless pursuit of new markets, new opportunities, and new territories to conquer. Their hunger for growth is insatiable, and they are always on the move, seeking the next big thing that will keep them ahead of the competition. And right now, all fins are pointed towards Southeast Asia. This region, with its rapidly growing economies and increasing internet penetration, is the new frontier for tech innovation and expansion. The vibrant cities, the dynamic markets, and the tech-savvy population make Southeast Asia an irresistible target for these tech behemoths. The Philippines, with its young and growing population, is a digital goldmine waiting to be tapped. The country is experiencing a digital revolution, with more and more people coming online every day. The youth are particularly engaged, using smartphones and social media to connect, share, and create. This presents a massive opportunity for tech companies to introduce new products and services tailored to this eager audience. Think about it. Over 100 million potential users, hungry for connection, eager to embrace the latest gadgets and gizmos. The demand for digital services is skyrocketing, and the market is ripe for innovation. From e-commerce to digital payments, from online entertainment to cloud services, the possibilities are endless. The Philippines is not just a market, it's a launchpad for the next wave of digital transformation. Zuckerberg's not the only one who sees the potential. Amazon's sniffing around, exploring ways to expand its footprint in the region. The e-commerce giant is looking to tap into the growing online shopping trend, offering everything from electronics to everyday essentials. With its vast logistics network, Amazon aims to make fast and reliable delivery a standard in Southeast Asia. Google's already planted its flag, and Microsoft's making moves. These tech titans are investing heavily in infrastructure, setting up offices and forging partnerships with local companies. They are not just bringing their products and services, they are bringing their expertise, their innovation, and their vision for a connected future. This isn't just about selling phones and laptops, it's about controlling the very infrastructure of the digital world. From data centers to undersea cables, from cloud services to AI, these companies are building the backbone of the digital economy. They are laying the groundwork for a future where everything is connected, and they are positioning themselves at the center of this new digital landscape. The Philippines is at a crossroads. Years of economic growth have lifted millions out of poverty, but challenges remain. Infrastructure lags behind, corruption is rampant, and opportunities are often out of reach for the average Filipino. Enter Mark Zuckerberg, promising a digital revolution, a chance to leapfrog into the 21st century. He's dangling the carrot of progress, of jobs, of a brighter future, and who can blame a nation desperate for change for taking the bait? But here's the catch: when you invite the wolf into your henhouse, you can't be surprised when the feathers start flying. Section 5, the allure of 1 billion connections. Facebook's mission statement talks about building community, connecting the world. And sure, there's something undeniably powerful about that, but let's not forget, every like, every share, every comment is a data point. And data, my friends, is the new oil. Imagine the insights Facebook could glean from a nation of 100 million users. Their hopes, their fears, their political leanings, their deepest desires, all laid bare for the algorithms to dissect and exploit. It's a goldmine of information, and Zuckerberg's holding the pickaxe. Section 6, whispers of data domination. We've seen this playbook before. Facebook hoovers up our data, slices and dices it, then sells it to the highest bidder. Targeted advertising, political manipulation, you name it, they've done it. And the Philippines, with its lax data privacy laws, is a playground for this kind of digital colonialism. Imagine the possibilities: swaying elections, shaping public opinion, even controlling the flow of information. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? And the scariest part is it's already happening. We just haven't connected the dots yet. Section 7, the puppet master's strings. Some might say I'm being paranoid, that Zuckerberg's a benevolent billionaire here to help the Philippines. But power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When one man controls the platform, the algorithm, the very fabric of online discourse, can we really pretend there's no risk of manipulation? Think about it. Who benefits when a nation's internet access is controlled by a foreign corporation? Who profits when elections are fought and won on a playing field tilted by algorithms? These are the questions we need to be asking. There's no denying the potential economic benefits of Zuckerberg's investments. Jobs will be created, infrastructure will be built, and the Philippines could become a regional tech hub. But at what cost? When a country becomes overly reliant on foreign investment, it risks losing control of its own destiny. And when a single company wields too much power, it can stifle competition and innovation. The Philippines is walking a tightrope, and one misstep could send it tumbling into the abyss. Progress always comes at a price, but are we willing to sacrifice our privacy, our autonomy, our very democracy at the altar of technological advancement? The Philippines is a test case, a canary in the coal mine. If Zuckerberg succeeds in his grand experiment, it will set a dangerous precedent for the rest of the developing world. We need to be asking the tough questions now, before it's too late. So, is Mark Zuckerberg the hero the Philippines needs, or is there a more complex game being played? Is he a benevolent billionaire spreading the gospel of connectivity, or a digital imperialist tightening his grip on a nation ripe for exploitation? The truth, as always, lies somewhere in between. But one thing's for sure, when the dust settles, it's the Filipino people who will be left to pick up the pieces. What do you think about Zuckerberg's foray into the Philippines? Is it a force for good or a cause for concern? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the issues that matter. In Mind Matters, will knowledge truly matter?